Tomato blight is a common problem for many tomato growers, especially the ones living in the South. We'll be talking about the signs of tomato blight, the causes of it, and how to prevent and control it. So let's get started. Tomato blight is a fungal disease that can affect your tomatoes. It usually appears as brown spots on the leaves of the plant. The spots may start small, but they will quickly spread until the entire leaves are covered with brown patches. It is also important to take action early when you spot the signs of tomato blight on your tomatoes. If left unchecked, meaning if you don't do anything about it, it can result in significant crop damage and damage to your plants and soil. Early detection is critical and is key to preventing further damage from occurring in your garden. Fortunately, there are several methods you can use to identify and control tomato blight, whether it's early blight or even late blight, before it spreads too far across your garden or greenhouse. Let's take a look at them now. First step in controlling tomato blight is identifying it correctly. You do not want to make the mistake of thinking that this blight is something else, or what you may think is blight might be something else. To do this, look for spots on the leaves that are brown or yellowish brown in color, with concentric circles inside them. If you see these signs on any of your tomato plants, once you've identified the affected plants, or you should remove them immediately from your garden or greenhouse before the disease spreads further. The one thing that you don't want is to have a tomato blight pandemic literally wiping out all of your crops. It is also important to clean up any fallen leaves or debris from around these plants so that spores don't spread further into other areas of your garden or greenhouse. Let's continue. Now that we come to know how to identify tomato blight and remove the infected plants, let's talk about how we can prevent it from occurring in your greenhouse or your garden. Here's a solution. The best way to prevent tomato blight is by practicing good cultural practices or basic husbandry, such as proper watering techniques. I will say that sub-irrigation is actually the best way to go, or watering at ground level instead of watering overhead. You want to remove any diseased fruits or foliage from around healthy plants as soon as possible. Rotating crops every season, if possible, and planting resistant varieties wherever they are available. I would strongly recommend, if you can grow your own seeds, that's one of the best ways to go. In addition, using mulch around your tomatoes can help reduce moisture levels, which will also help reduce an outbreak from occurring. If an outbreak does occur of blight, despite all the preventative measures, then there are several products available that can help manage its effects, such as fungicides containing copper sulfates, borax mixture, which will kill off existing spores before they have a chance to spread further. Additionally, biological control methods such as Bacillus subtilis can also be used and has been found effective against some strains of fungi affecting tomatoes. Finally, if all else fails, then manually removing affected plants of parts of the plant may be necessary. For example, cutting off branches with severe infection. But I will also have to say critically that if you're going to do this method, make sure you wash your hands in between plants, because the spores can cling to your fingers or even the tools that you're using. Make sure that you clean those off with soapy water, and also make sure your hands are very dry, because the last thing you want is for the spores to cling to your fingers or your hands or whatever, and you go to another plant, you're basically going to spread it, and it's not going to be good. Now, this method should only be used as a last resort, since it requires careful handling so as to not spread the infection further into other parts of your garden or your greenhouse. I hope this guide has helped you understand more about how to identify and control tomato blight effectively. If you enjoyed this video, thank you very, very much. I'm John Jr. Take care of yourselves. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.